Are you trying to research the marriages of your Catholic ancestors in the United States? Then you are watching the right video. FindMyPast has a U.S. marriage record collection specifically for Catholic records that I can't wait to tell you about. Stay tuned. Howdy, I'm Devin Noel Lee with Family History Fanatics, where we help you understand your DNA, climb your family tree, and write your ancestor stories along the way. Today we're going to dive into U.S. Catholic records that are from marriages available on FindMyPast. At the time of this recording, FindMyPast has these records available for searching, but they promise to be adding new localities within the U.S. in the coming years. So check back often. Now, when you're working with Catholic records, you have to be aware that a lot of records are going to be written in Latin. Yay! Let me know in the comments if you're a Latin fan or if a Latin avoider. But what's great about researching now is there are a lot of resources to help you overcome the Latin barrier. The first thing is some of the records are in columns, and those columns help you quickly figure out, oh, that is the marriage date, or that is the day of the month, or that is a widow. Now, if you want to get a free quick cheat sheet for terminology specific to marriages, then make sure you check the description for links that'll be helpful for you. Marriage records are super exciting on FindMyPast because they go way back in time. I found some in 1762 in Pennsylvania, and these can predate the civil registrations for the localities you are researching, which is very exciting because these definitely establish relationships between individuals. But you have to be careful because the Catholic Church has a privacy restriction, so you may not be able to access records. So what can you find in marriage records? They're so great. Well, you're going to find the names of the brides and grooms. You are not typically going to find their ages, but you at least get their names. You will find details about the marriage, the place it was, the marriage ceremony was conducted in, the date. When you know the place, you know the location. So you could say St. George's Church, but then you would know that St. George in Cincinnati, Ohio, so that'd be very helpful, as well as who performed the ceremony. When I'm writing a family history, I like to include the name, and then if I learn a little bit about that priest who performed the ceremony, that makes the details just a little more richer. So don't overlook that detail, who did the ceremony. You can also find the parents' names. You'll find witnesses. Pay attention to witnesses. Sometimes those witnesses are family members or clues to family members. Sometimes they're just friends. So you always have to investigate it. You will find the name in some records, the grandparents. So now not only do you go back to one more generation, but you go back 2 generations. So you want to check that out. And you may find the names of previous spouses for the bride or the groom included in the record. Oh my gosh, these are really exciting records. So let's get started looking at marriage records. So here I am on FindMyPast, and I am going to start diving into the record collection. So you're going to click on search, and then go to A to Z record sets. Or if you're actively within the site, you can go to search and then get it here. So I click on A to Z record sets, and now I'm at the card catalog of FindMyPast. If you saw our previous videos about how to find Catholic baptismal records, the process is pretty similar. I'm going to type Catholic, but I'm also going to filter down to just the United States, because that's the focus of this video, and then I'm going to type marriage. And at the time of this video, I see that we have Baltimore, Chicago, Cincinnati, New York, and Philadelphia, and they're working on Missouri as well. So I'm going to dive into Philadelphia, and I'm going to use some search strategies that FindMyPast recommends. So I can use wildcards because some of these names are going to be Latinized. You never know how it's going to appear in records. So I'm looking for the last name Cripple. So R.I.P., there's good Catholic last name. Let's see what comes up. So I'm actually going to do just Crip. And they FindMyPast found 8 results. So I'm going to click on the View 8 Results. And I have found a number of records. So I have Josephum, remember, Latinized first names, that's probably Joseph, Cripple, Maria Cripple, Constantinium Cryptist. So I'm just going to go ahead and look at this one right here. There are these little icons for FindMyPast. If you see the one on the left, that'll take you to a transcription. And the transcription is going to be extracted information that they see on the record. The other one is going to be the image. And after you look at a record, it is really neat how FindMyPast will put a little mark that tells you, hey, you already looked at that. So if you ever get lost, did I look at it? Did I not look at it? You can just click right here. But the other icon is the image. Now that we're looking on the actual image, you can use these navigation tools over here to zoom in and all around. You can use the left arrow to see a previous image. You can use the right arrow to get back. If I want to get back to that transcription that I showed you a moment ago, I can click there. If I like what I see, I can click on Add to Tree. But let's zoom in and look at what we found. So I'm looking for Crip. And here's the family names on the side. Here we go, Cripple and that last name, D-O-N-A-T, D-O-V-A-T. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section what you think. So we know that the marriage record happened on 25th April 1914. There we go. Latin. Now remember, there is that free guide to some of these terms that you can grab to help you decipher what it means down here. But we have Josephum Cripple, and he is from Slovenia. So he's the Filium, that is the son of Joseph Cripple. And then we have Marian, and where she is from, Slovenia. And then we have that she's a daughter of this individual as well. There's a lot of great details that you will want to go ahead and explore. Now, there are some notations that you're going to want to pay attention to. So something happened in Easter of 1908 that explains why there are those notes there on the side of the record. And what that change was this terminology, natamer. That what that means for us as genealogists is from Easter 1908 forward. The priests who were performing a marriage would contact the priest the couple said that they were baptized with, and they would say, could you have evidence that this baptism took place? Because otherwise, to get married in the church, you needed to be a convert to the church. Otherwise, you had to have you had to be married either by a justice of the peace or a different facility, or not at all by the Catholic priest. So what that means for us is that we will be able to trace couples back in time to their places of origins. So let me show you what that looks like. So here we are in a record collection in Baltimore, Maryland. You can kind of see it squished up there at the top. The year is 1908, and here's the couple, and then we have these notes right here. So Charles was a convert, and this is when he was married. Mabel was baptized in 1884, and this is where she was baptized. So you're going to see almost every entry in this book tells you when and where they were baptized. Now, how many of you want to cross the pond back to other countries? Because in America, a lot of people are from other countries. You saw in Slovenia, they actually tell you where you were baptized, but they're over here. James was baptized in County Cairn, Ireland. I'm sorry everybody from Ireland if I butchered that. You can tell me how to accurately say, it looks like Cairn. Let me know in the comments if I said that right or how to say it correct. But now we can take James across the pond. How cool is that? So these marriage records are available on FindMyPast in their subscription side of their website. What have you found on the FindMyPast U.S. Catholic Record Collection? And if you have more questions pertaining to the marriage record collections, let me know in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. So be sure to check out this playlist for more tips and tricks on how to use FindMyPast.